Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in SmackDown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? It's the moonwalking, trash talking princess of Staten Island. I want to remind you all that Mela is money, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Just keep watching Going In the Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're going in Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever fine podcasts are. If you're listening to us in the audio realm, be sure to hit that subscribe button next to the Going In Raw thing, and then leave us a rating, review, or a comment. That usually helps boost the profile of the show. It's a free and easy way to support Going In Raw. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, notify bell next to it. On the community tab, where you will be notified when we post one of these polls on the community tab if you hit subscribe and notify.
Put a poll about whether you'd buy a slow Wolfpack all over print
Not
shirt.
going to do that.
But you can buy a slow
Listen.
Wolfpack all over print t-shirt. Links in description right now.
Somehow, 37 people bought this shirt right here.
It's a good shirt, man. You did a great job putting that together, and I really appreciate that you did that. It's like early Christmas for Larson.
I almost regret it.
No.
But it has 37 people have bought it. We've raised enough money to buy a second mic for our gaming setup over there.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. The shirt is available. Make sure
Oh, it's pricey.
The price is $37. I had nothing to do
We
with
couldn't
it.
control that and the sizing options. We had no control over.
No control over
Yes.
the fact that there's nothing bigger than 2X, and I couldn't control. However, Society 6, where the shirt is located, they do have a coupon code if you've never bought anything from there before.
It's 30%, yeah.
And then there's also like a new, like 25%
Yeah,
promo
for November,
code.
yeah.
That's just right there.
It's NOV25 is the...
I think it might have changed since then. It's just yesterday.
Oh, dear.
So be sure
right,
you
don't
check
take my
out the
word for it.
coupon code. Don't pay full price for that
No,
thing.
don't.
It's so ugly.
Mm-mm. No, it's not ugly. It's great, but it's just expensive. Don't pay full price for that.
So I was speaking about before you interrupt me about your stupid Slow Wolfpack shirt.
Well, it's a great shirt.
I posted a poll.
Ooh.
Because Raw had some...
Wasn't the strongest effort.
It was. Well, I feel like they put an effort into it.
Well, it
didn't feel like
it wasn't their strongest effort.
I don't think it wasn't a lazy effort. It was just the effort they put into it was wildly off. It was very wrong. It was all wrong efforts.
Yeah.
I don't want to crap all over the show. I really don't. I just personally feel like I have seen better executed episodes of Raw before. This was like stuff happened, but like it was not really great stuff.
No.
And there's this huge question of Dean Ambrose saying the phrase, look at Roman, he has to answer to the man upstairs now.
Well, the idea, I guess, he was running with is that he is, like, all the Shield members are due for some retribution.
Yeah.
Based on the actions of their past.
Yes.
You know, I guess specifically when they were heels and destroying everybody.
Well, he also, he seemed to go heavy on the idea that when the cameras weren't rolling, I don't know what they were doing. Were they, going up to drive-thrus and throwing food back at the people there?
Oh, yeah.
Were they like the riot squad when the cameras weren't around?
Been,
or were they doing
know.
worse? Were they going around robbing banks?
Who knows?
He was referring to some nefarious stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Which the premise, I guess, is all right. I just feel like the Roman mention is just kind of a cheap way to get heat.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know how I feel about it. I
Yeah,
think
I
I
don't
feel
either.
not good about it. That's
I
my
don't know-
general.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it either. I just feel like they put that in there thinking, oh, this is gonna get him booed.
Well, it did. I mean, the crowd.
It did. I know.
There was an audible. Oh, it's funny because it wasn't an audible boo. It was an audible. Whoa!
Yeah.
I was not expecting to hear you bring.
And it is so uncreative. Like we had.
It is easy.
It's easy, and it I don't know. It feels too easy. It just feels too easy to me. Like you have Dean, who in theory should make a really good heel based on the character that they say he is, even though he necessarily isn't. They always say, "Ooh, lunatic fringe."
Yeah,
I get me saying lunatic fringe every time.
That's great.
Even though as a face, he was just kind of quirky.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I honestly feel like he was a bit towards the end of the episode, but I don't really feel like he was necessarily diabolical enough.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And just because he says that Roman has to answer the man upstairs now because of what he may have done in the past, it just seems too easy. Like be more creative.
Let me ask you this though.
Be more creative in getting heat on this guy.
Okay, but let me ask you this though, because I think this is a valid sort of counter to that. Wouldn't it? So if they're going to go with, which I actually like the basic premise of we've done bad things and now we got to pay for it. And my guilt is somewhat overwhelming me being associated with that. I kind of dig that premise.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wouldn't it be sort of number one, this is all assuming that Roman's cool with it, which he'd have to be. I don't think for a second they would do this without Roman's permission. Isn't it like the elephant in the room, and wouldn't it be weird for him not to address it if that's the premise they're going with?
Oh, maybe.
I mean that's a counter to it.
You could also bring up the point that Seth, ever since Dean's turn, pretty much every promo he's had has brought up Roman as well.
Yeah,
they haven't been shy about using Roman's illness in this storyline.
I mean, it's a big story. It'd be one thing if he didn't come out. I mean, the wrestling is so weird in that it sort of straddles this line. Now I saw, and I forget who it was, but somebody in chat here mentioned that I think a family member had dealt with leukemia and cancer and stuff like that, and it made them feel very uncomfortable and cringeworthy. And I think that's for all the work that WWE does with cancer patients, specifically like little kids. I think that is one thing to take into account when you're dealing with a storyline like this, where Dean drops that line. It's like, this is all make-believe and it's entertainment.
Yeah.
And I think for the sake of entertainment, should you be crossing certain lines, given that wrestling specifically, it'd be one thing if, a lot of people equate pro wrestling with, oh, well, you see it on TV or the movies.
At no point of TVs and movies, fictionalized TV movie shows try to come off as real, though.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no concept of kayfabe in narrative television or film.
And there is, and to this day, they defend, behind the curtains. Like, they don't let you in all the way. And the price that you pay for that is you can't be the same as TV and movies. I think there's a place, for example, there's a place in pro wrestling for intergender wrestling. I think there's a place for it there. I understand why the WWE doesn't go there. Totally. They flirt with it here and there, but I understand why they don't go there. And the argument that, well, they do it in TV and movies, to me personally, doesn't really hold a lot of weight because pro wrestling is not TV or movies. It's not. And so that part of the argument, it's like, well, that's just different. Because they do try to be, they walk this weird line between real and fake. And so when they bring up real stuff that's super heavy, like what if things take a really bad turn for him and he does end up passing? Like this shit right now is gonna, it's a little dicey right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think it's weird and it's uncomfortable, but also it's been made part of the story with the blessing of Roman Reigns, like by virtue of the fact that he dropped a promo and talked about it to the crowd and seemed to be on board with them using it, after the fact. The poll here on the community tab is pretty striking for the episode.
Yeah.
Didn't watch one with 37%, but coming in nipping in its heels is nay. This week's episode of Raw was nay.
Not their strongest effort, no.
With 36% in between. So there's good stuff and bad stuff. Came in with 22%, and only 5% of voters said yay.
Alex C makes a good point here. It's the thing, though, these lines don't get heat on Dean, they get heat on creative.
Yeah.
And we've seen that numerous times where they try to do some shocking stuff, and maybe in the very short term it gets heat on the talent, but by and large, any sort of coverage on it beyond pretty much who's there in the arena at the time. It's not focused on the talent. It's focused on the creative.
And today's fan, who, by virtue of the fact that they have 1.5 million people more, plus rather, paying $10 a month for a dedicated streaming service.
Yeah.
Basically, most pro wrestling fans you can consider that hardcore. You're paying $10 a month for a dedicated thing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of your fan base right there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say that brings heat to creative, it brings heat to WWE as the company, the product, because you don't really know what writer to put it on. You know, to put it on Vince, but Vince represents the company. So that's a good point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of striking. Only 5% said, yeah, it's a good show.
No, it wasn't a good show. That's why.
It wasn't a good show.
There was a few things to kind of enjoy.
Yeah. We'll get to those in a second. First, I want to give a shout out to our new patrons at patreon.com/Steven Larson. It's a really, really great way to support Going In Raw. Even $1 a month, where you get access to our Discord server. You get Going In Raw ad-free and some early access episodes. And we've got some exciting things coming up for that $1 tier.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be early on that, sign up. We've got new patrons here. Let's see here. Jay Donaldson. Oh, I already mentioned his name, but he gave me... Apparently, it's not Michael Noel. Maybe it's Michael Knoll.
Oh, it could be Knoll, yeah.
I don't know. He said he was joking, so I don't know if he was joking about... Look, man, it's Christmas time. If I see Noel, I'm going to start singing. I bought eggnog last night, Michael Noel.
Dear.
I'll start calling you Michael Eggnog. Broken Ambulance. Johnny Dabs. Well, that's a great name.
Yeah, it is.
Johnny Dabs. What's your name, son? Johnny Dabs. Pick up a guitar, son. Biff's Corner. And listen to his name. This is a great name. Bethany Biggs.
Oh, wow.
Pick up a guitar, Bethany.
Man, I got some great names.
Yeah, man.
Let's read through these super chats,
yeah,
and we'll get to the recap. The Pacifist. Can someone tell me why Ronda was all smiles last night? She didn't sell a thing.
We'll talk about that too.
She should be pissed, which I thought she was. She seemed angry.
Well, but she came out just beaming with a smile. We'll talk about that when we get there.
Swagnito, Double J, Joe Jensen. Ain't he great?
Ain't he great?
He says, just dropping by to say, no Nia Jax slander will be tolerated. Hashtag Nia Jax Protection Squad. Trey Saunders, what's your favorite sports rivalry and wrestling rivalry? Happy Turkey Day week to you both. And go Blue F Ohio State. Hashtag beat Buckeye week. Must be a Michigan fan.
What's your favorite rivalry in sports or wrestling? I've been reading that. What was that? The history of pro wrestling and comic book, something like that.
Yeah,
graphic novel. My new favorite rivalry is George Hackenschmidt versus Frank Gotch.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a good 3-4 pages on it.
I'll just say HBK and Bret Hart for wrestling rivalry.
Hey, because you know why? Because on Thursday, it's our the return of Going In Raw View.
Yeah.
We recorded it live yesterday for an audience of a couple hundred, and the rest of you can check it out this Thanksgiving, this Turkey Day.
As far as sports rivalry, it's probably the Kings and the Lakers in the early aughts.
Boy, we came out on the short end of that one.
Shouldn't have, though.
I know.
William Sanford, he just says P.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of P last night.
There was a lot of
that
P.
actually made me chuckle.
Larson's Black Cat stepfather here just wanted to let you know that I ordered 2 of your Slow WOLFPACK tees.
Oh, man.
Where do I send you the pic when they arrive? Email it to us, StevenLarson@gmail.com.
Why would you do that? It's such an ugly shirt.
Oh, it's so
thank
great.
you very much.
Alto, Eddie, back in the bay on the bus heading home.
Man, that dude is repping that like a dog shirt.
That was great. And Razor Bear, anyone that's seen his John Moxley or FCW heel stuff knows Dean don't need cheap stuff to get heel heat. He's a natural heel.
So Raw started off with Baron Corbin.
Oh, Baron.
He introduced Stephanie. They wanted to celebrate because they kept on insisting that Raw swept SmackDown.
6-1.
6-1.
6-1. And then Baron says, well, you promised me something if I came through. And right as she was about to say something, Braun interrupts. Stephanie says, all right, well, here's the deal. Braun versus Baron at TLC. Baron will be permanent GM of Raw if he wins, loses his job if he loses. And if Braun wins, he gets his match with Brock at the Rumble, which isn't really the deal that was struck before.
No, it wasn't. And in fact, what does Braun get if he loses? What happens to Braun? Like, they're watching our show because we always do these they're watching Steven Larson book Raw because we always have these Braun retirement matches that only affect the returning superstar that he's fighting.
Braun's opponent, yes.
Exactly. If he loses, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
So that's not a good bit of booking, but we find it funny.
Yeah.
We don't want to see it in real life.
No.
But that's what happens here. If Braun loses, and Braun chose a stipulation, and it is an actual TLC match.
Yeah.
He said, at TLC, it's going to be that.
TLC
It's going to be a TLC match. And you're going to get hands, tables, ladders, and chairs.
Well, no, if Braun loses, he's going to get his Universal title shot. He loses something.
Oh, he loses that title shot?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, right on.
No, he loses something.
Wasn't paying attention.
Obviously not.
Bama was in my business.
Oh, gotcha.
Has some of the luster come off Braun for you?
Yeah.
A bit?
Yeah. It was that heel turn.
It was the heel turn, right?
Yeah.
Because now I'm just expecting him to be like heel Braun, and then I'm like, wait, he's not, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, I feel like he's already getting into greatest hits territory.
Yeah. It was a heel turn.
I'm hoping maybe at TLC, at TLC.
Well, if he gets there, because there's reports this morning, based on what happened at the end of the 6-man elimination tag match, they're writing him off TV because he needs elbow surgery. They scheduled a match for TLC, so obviously WWE doesn't seem like it seems like it's going to be serious. But I think it was Meltzer that said it was kind of up in the air whether he'd actually make that because they don't know the extent of the damage in his elbow until they get in there.
Yeah.
I think they said it was bone spurs in his elbow, which could be minor, or if it's not minor, it could be major.
Something structural.
No, bone spurs. It just wouldn't be saying anything structural.
He might need a bionic elbow.
Could be.
Yeah, he could be the next Lex Luger. So let's talk. Yeah, this entire first hour was basically comprised of this opening segment because
first 40-some minutes for sure. Yeah. So at the end of the promo, Baron says, "I'm gonna put Braun in a handicap match against Drew and Bob Lashley,"
which is great. A great idea.
Yeah.
And then Stephanie overrides him and says, "Oh, let's make that better." And then she loses the entire point of putting that match together. Let's do a 6-man elimination tag match: Braun, Elias, and Finn versus Baron, Drew, and Bob Lashley.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, you're just usurping his power left and right.
You're doing that, but also based on how the book was matched. The match was booked. It's not a great look for Finn or Elias in here.
No, it's never a good look for Finn, and usually not Elias either. It's never a good look for Finn these days. When's the last time he won via coup de? When's the last time he hit a coup de grace?
I don't remember.
Oh, he hit one on Miz at Survivor Series, didn't he?
No,
or was that just a regular stomp?
It's a regular stomp.
The one where he landed on his face.
Yeah, no, that was a regular stomp.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't hit a coup de grace in a long time.
Yeah.
So everybody has their entrances. Elias drops a promo. It was entertaining. Rips off a decent solo.
Yeah, it was okay. It was kind of like it was just Elias. Like he didn't talk crap about anybody, did he?
No, he doesn't do that anime. He's a face now.
Yeah, he does.
Well,
he talks crap about his opponents and
no, not really.
This is sort of like they even with this they missed the best part of Elias, which is when he talks crap.
Yeah. Finn first eliminated after a Claymore from Drew.
Yeah.
And then Drew and Elias is in there for a while.
Oh, but they did the thing where I can't stand when they do this now. I liked it the first time, but where Braun uses Finn as a projectile weapon.
Yeah.
Just because he did that with Leo Rush at Survivor Series in the locker room, it was kind of funny. And I know he's done it with Finn before, but at this point, it's just it just screams Finn is simply the little guy who can get tossed around. Mm-hmm. He's no longer even the underdog necessarily, plucky underdog who can win.
No.
He's just smaller than everybody.
Yeah. Elias is in there for a while. At one point, he's trying to get Baron's got him in a chin lock, and then Drew and Bob Lashley go and attack Braun in the corner, kind of lay him out for a while. Elias is eliminated via count out after eating a spear from Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
Lashley's got a good looking spear though.
He is a really good spear.
And then Braun hits power slam on Baron. Drew breaks up the pin with a chair shot to Braun's back, and then the beatdown begins.
It didn't. Yeah, so they spend 20 minutes beating him down. They get him out of the ring. Take him over to the ring steps. Baron Corbin, I think, takes off his belt.
Yeah.
And they sort of... They
Lashley has Braun's arm.
Fasten his arm.
Yeah, and Lashley's like pulling the
to
belt
the ring steps
to keep his arm flush with the ring step, while Baron hits his arm with the other set of ring steps.
Yeah, and they made a big deal about it. Baron's elbow was already bleeding, or he had like a cut. Sort of.
Oh, Braun was, yeah.
Braun, yeah.
Yeah, he was all bloody. There's blood.
It was all bloody and stuff, and then he hits it with the ring steps, and so I mean, the segment was effective enough to write him out because they really framed it like, oh, this is a big deal, even though it's like obviously it's not. But man. It took an hour.
It took forever.
This is a long bit.
It seemed like it would have just taken less time to go with the handicap match, and just have the match go like 2 minutes, and just have the match be an excuse for a beatdown.
Yeah, no, I know, I agree. And then so the EMTs come out, and they're taking care of Braun. And this is the one problem I had with this, is that
it's when Braun uses his shoot voice. I can't feel my fingers.
That line exactly. Would you ever have heard Stone Cold complaining about pain? No. He was like a rabid animal. If anybody tried to help him, he'd be like pushing him off, like, get away from me, you dumb son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Braun should kind of be the same way.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, get away from me, and then he goes to his cave or whatever.
Or you'll get this other hand.
Exactly, yeah. Like he's the kind of guy who just like, bites his arm off if it's bugging him.
Yeah.
So to say, my hand hurts.
Can't feel my fingers.
That's
like
man.
No,
that's not. I just think that made him a little bit weak.
Yeah.
So there was that also. Again, man, I don't mean to just crap all over the show, but when you do stuff like that, it just seems obvious that you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I get the feeling sometimes week to week they don't exactly know who the characters are writing for are. What they could be.
Yeah.
Next,
so after that,
Seth comes to the ring, drops a promo. Dean shows up on the Titantron, and that's when he drops the Roman line.
Yeah, and I don't know. I kind of dig. Like I said, I like the basic premise of what he's saying. And I even like the sort of cat and mouse thing that they were doing throughout the episode, because I like when they take like a solid idea and they say, okay, let's play this out through the episode so it makes the episode feel more self-contained. And so I like that. It sort of threw everybody off when he says, look at Roman, he's got to answer to that. And then the look on his face even kind of betrayed like, oh, I did not feel comfortable saying that. I don't know. Maybe that was in character. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Maybe his character was supposed to be apprehensive saying that,
Maybe he's not completely heartless.
Right, exactly.
But then he said, afterwards, but Roman's got it easy. You got to deal with me. Or something like that, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So Seth goes off on excursion to find Dean.
Yes, through the bowels of the arena.
This was actually awesome.
So he goes. So Dean's like, "You know where to find me? I'm right here." He's like in a corridor in like the inner part of the arena,
because every arena is built the exact same.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So there's stuff around. There's a couple security guards, and Seth runs, goes to that spot. Dean's not there. And is like, "Where is he?" And one of the security guards goes, "You better get out of my face."
It was like worse than like a porno setup delivery,
You better get out of my face.
I don't know, but you better get out of my face. And he goes, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So that was funny. Local enhancement guy got a line. Good for him.
Cold cocked by Seth Rollins.
Yeah. You're right.
Next, Sasha and Bayley.
No, next we had a promo, and apparently they are doing what we said they should not be doing.
What?
Lars Sullivan coming to Raw.
Oh yeah.
They had the Lars Sullivan promo.
It's true.
And I was thinking, okay, maybe, just maybe, this is just part of the WWE umbrella programming.
Yeah.
That they have this promo going on, because they didn't say specifically that he's coming to Raw, even though this is airing on Raw. Corey Graves is the one who said, I can't wait to see Lars Sullivan.
But he's on both shows.
And then I went over to WWE's Twitter, and when they ran the promo, it did say #Raw, but they might have been talking about just the fact that it ran on the show.
So it'd be telling us if it airs tonight during SmackDown.
If it airs tonight during SmackDown, we have hope. If not, dude, what? No, man. They've already got Braun, Drew, Lashley. They've already got all the monsters.
I know.
They don't need another one. What is he going to do?
Get lost in the shuffle completely is what's going to happen.
Oh, man. He's going to end up in a tag team with...
he's going to replace Connor in the Ascension.
Yes, exactly. Oh man, SmackDown could so use that.
Rename it the Larson.
Dude, it's not good.
No.
Bad idea.
Terrible idea anyways.
Oh yeah, look. Oh, I love him, but I'm on Raw. Dad, we could actually use a guy like, if you saw, Survivor Series, you would know that, he's a monster.
Raw's the A show.
Raw's the best show on TV. It always does better in the ratings.
Barely. Sasha and Bayley taking on Nia Jax and Tamina. Alexa Bliss is on commentary. Nia picks up the win, pinning Bayley after a Samoan drop. It's a fun enough match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was what it was. It was fine. I like this team. Nia's still really playing up.
Oh yeah, she comes out and holds the fist up. Everybody's calling her face breaker.
Yeah. So that's fine. That's good. And then we had
after that,
Charlie was backstage, and she had
she was introducing Baron, except Dean just pops up on the monitor via some sort of audio visual magic.
Charlie, hey, it's Dean. Look behind you. It's Dean. She's like, God.
I know.
Oh, it's Dean. She didn't say anything. And he says,
he's out front of the stairwell.
Yeah.
And Gedden says, well, if Seth wants to find me, he can come here to a place he knows very well, because he used to shoot all their promos in stairwells.
Yeah. Again, there's probably a lot of stairwells.
Yeah, it's not like every stairwell in every arena is the exact same.
Right.
I'm sure there's a lot of differences.
Right.
So anyway, Seth goes right into the arena, finds apparently just that stairwell, kicks down the door, goes inside. There's no Dean. It seems smoky in there too.
Yeah.
He turns around, but apparently Dean did spray paint, burn it down on the door to the stairwell.
That made Seth so angry he gave a couple of chops to the door.
Yeah.
We never did get our Baron interview though. I wonder what he had to say.
Hey, Charlie.
How you doing? Where were they last night? Were they still in L.A.?
Yeah, they're in L.A.
Have you had In-N-Out yet? Some delicious burgers from there? The lines are usually really long.
We're going to go to Pink's after the show
Get
get some hot dogs.
I heard Roscoe's is really good, too.
Maybe we'll go there later.
Were you a fan of Give Me a Shot? I'm going to go to Roscoe's and say, hey, Roscoe, give me a shot. I'm going to eat waffles and chicken or die free.
Oh gosh. Next.
This is great. I don't care. This is great. Screw it, right? Who cares? It's a bunch of pee-pee jokes, and Bobby Roode.
It is.
Listen, man. No, you stop. Bobby Roode looked like he was having fun.
He was, and
making
him shouting, he said urine was funny. It was, and I made a note of it. However, when the Authors of Pain came out for their match against Gable and Roode, what was the crowd chanting? AOPP. You're totally destroying AOP. They are done.
I thought I was so hoping that Vince had seen the error of his ways. I know, right? Good one. And at the end of that match, they were going to destroy Drake Maverick and kick him out.
Yeah.
Because he was like livid that they lost. And he started to go back. I thought he was going to grab the mic and berate them or something, but he grabbed the tag titles and slapped them on AOP. Oh, it's bad for them.
Oh, yeah.
Drake Maverick is terrible for them.
Yes.
Awful.
Yes, they need to kick him out as soon as possible. Anyways,
let's go
back to the catering
thing,
line.
yeah.
So he's in line for catering. Someone behind him says, hey, Drake, have you tried the peas? And that guy gets out of line. And then it's Slater and Rhino. Rhino has a bowl full of crackers.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Cheese Whiz.
And some Cheese Whiz, yeah.
And then Slater's talking about how one of his kids is trying to get potty trained or something like that.
Yeah. And Rhino says maybe you should give him some adult diapers.
Drake kind of turned around.
And what makes it even sadder is that all Drake has on his plate is a tortilla and like 3 beans.
Yeah.
It's only like a little chunk of meat.
Yeah.
It's
a sad little meal there.
So pathetic.
It really is. And then he runs into Chad Gable and Bob Roode, and they talk some trash. And he says, if you keep this up, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And they start cracking up, and Bob Roode just kept on screaming, he said urine. He said urine.
He did a spit take. They both did spit takes, I think.
Yeah.
And spit takes is the greatest comedic convention there is, of course. Yeah, I don't know. Look, dude, here's the thing.
Yes, Bob Roode was having fun, it seemed like. At the same time, though, this totally destroys AOP.
It's terrible. Look,
it totally
here's the
destroys
thing.
AOP.
I recognize this is so Attitude Era bad. Like when you think about what was bad about the Attitude Era, it was stuff like this.
Yeah.
That being said, Bob Roode looked like he was having fun. This was the first time that I saw chemistry between Bob Roode and Chad Gable.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit of chemistry.
Little bit.
He said you're in.
Next, Lucha House Party versus the Revival. This is fought under Lucha House Party rules, so all 3 members of Lucha House Party could take part.
That seems wildly unfair.
It does. And maybe because of that, Lucha House Party picks up the win. Lince Dorado pinned Dash Wilder after shooting star press. What does the Revival have to do to get anywhere? They're so good. Even that little...
Hold on a second. Doesn't this have to be a thing where they suffer a couple of bad losses and then they come back and win against Lucha House Party?
I would like to hope so.
It has to be that.
That spot, I've never seen this before, but I'm sure it's been done where... I think Kalisto was going for Inseguri, and then Scott Dawson grabbed his leg midair and went right into a dragon screw leg whip. That was great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Revival are so good.
They're great wrestlers. They are a great tag team.
Yeah,
man. Oh no, I have to bring this up.
Yeah, we gotta bring that up too. This is from Robbie 1896. He says, "Do you guys like how WWE is using Renee Young in the Ambrose Rollins stories? I thought it did not add anything to the story. Terrible.
Here's the thing. Not only there was at least 2 times, but I know 2 times when Cole and Graves were downright belligerent. So they make a big deal about let's bring in for the first time ever a permanent female co-host at commentary or co-commentator, whatever.
Yeah.
And what do they do within a couple of months? They have both male co-hosts belligerently bullying her into trying to get personal information about her private life. And I know it's story. And I know that there's a big elephant in the room because everybody knows that she's married to Ambrose. But they make, like, beyond... I'll put it this way. It's really easy to forget about that when they're doing the Dean Ambrose stuff. It's actually really easy because...
I mean, if they don't mention it, then you don't think about it.
They don't mention it, you don't think about it. They don't feature it, you don't think about it. They're not on Total Divas, you don't think about it. You do not think about it.
Nope.
And then every time they bring it up, and there's no need to do that. And she's always so awkwardly saying, I'm not going to talk about my, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But Corey was like, you know something. And I was like, chill out.
Yeah.
That's all right. And here's the thing. I don't know how much Vince is in his ear about stuff, but that wouldn't surprise me if he was like, all right, now say you know something belligerently.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look, and it doesn't add anything.
Nothing. It adds absolutely nothing to the story. Nothing.
So anyways.
Unless they're gonna make Renee the heel commentator.
Yeah. Like don't try to add logic, real world logic when in so many instances you don't. Like you actively betray real world logic.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to use it here. It's inconsistent. Don't do that.
It's terrible. Next, Seth was looking for Dean backstage. Charlie stops him for a brief interview, and during interview, Dean walks in the background behind.
That was pretty funny.
And then as soon as the interview concludes, Titus comes around the corner. Goes, Seth, Dean was right here. Mm-hmm. And then Seth runs down the hallway, and he says, "Where?" Titus says, "He was just right here."
He was just right here, man. He was right here. I was watching TV. I just saw him walk by. Are you looking for him? I thought you guys were friends. Like Titus is too busy doing TED Talks.
Me guys need some management. You want to join Titus Worldwide?
There you go. I've been looking to reload my roster.
Yes.
I need some new faces. How about current Intercontinental Champion?
Titus Worldwide was a missed opportunity. That could have been a lot of fun.
Could have been huge. They had Akira Tozawa. I like when Akira Tozawa was trying to be GM.
Oh, yeah.
You're fired.
Next, Ronda Rousey promo. Yeah, she was all smiles when she walked out, but when she got to the ring, she was all business.
Yeah, she
it wasn't like she was like, oh, everything's fine, everything's great. She was upset.
Yeah, they didn't do worst case with her. They didn't do worst case.
No, and she actually said, I didn't come out here for sympathy. I came out here to fight.
Yeah, that's true. I just think her promo ran a little long.
Oh, it did.
And the thing that I thought was the strongest about this Ronda segment, and I thought it was very strong.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And the part I'm talking about, and the TV direction was really, really good. Was the Baron Corbin bit when she challenged Baron Corbin?
Oh, and he was.
And the crowd was like, "Whoa!" And they did a great close up on him, and he played it perfectly.
Yeah.
It was. I thought that bit of the segment was the strongest bit, and I thought that was really, really good. I just think that the promo was a little bit long. I think it should have been she comes down with a head full of steam, and she says, and she did need to sell a little bit more, like the injury she got the night before. And then she says, I don't care who comes out, just send somebody down. I want to break an arm.
I didn't mind the stuff her talking about, having been a champion, you don't get the luxury of picking and choosing your fights. You got to fight whenever you have to fight.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that even on your worst day, you got to perform your best, that kind of stuff. That was all good stuff.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, it was good.
All fine.
It was good.
And she delivered it well.
Yeah.
The stuff with Baron was great.
Yeah, the stuff with Baron was really, really good. And then they have Mickie James come out, and fairly quickly she ends up tapping to the armbar. I think that they're, and this is nothing, I'm not saying they need to bury Mickie James, but if it's going to be Mickie James coming out there, it would have been cool if this was like a 1 minute squash fest, or if she was doing the thing we kind of talked about yesterday where she was sort of making more of an example out of Mickie James.
Well, she kind of did. She did 3 of those twisting slam type deals.
Yeah, that's true.
Usually she only does 1.
That's true.
So in her own way, she kind of did make an example, I guess, of Mickie. Ronda is met at the top of the ramp by Nia and Tamina. Nia shows off her face breaker fist again, because Ronda mentioned that Nia versus Ronda will happen at TLC, and then she wants to finish the unfinished business she had with Charlotte at the Rumble.
Yeah, she says that business is not done with. So that's cool. I like that. That's good. Setting that up. Next up, we had that match, Bob Roode and Chad Gable versus AOPP. And they stole a victory. They stole a win.
Yeah, Gable pinned Akam after a sunset flip, but you just put the tag titles on AOP. And then, 2-3 weeks later, you got the crowd chanting AOPP.
There's one thing you need to do, man. Get rid of Drake Maverick.
Yes.
Get rid of him. It's a bad idea. It was a bad idea from the start.
It really was.
From the start. Chris
really
Jericho,
was.
man, Chris Jericho had it right. You get rid of Paul Ellering and you bring in Drake Maverick? Are you kidding me?
I know.
Get out of here with that.
Because it made all the sense in the world. Paul Ellering had the algorithm. He showed with the Road Warriors that he had the algorithm. He takes these new developmental guys, Akam, Razor, under his wing, seeing maybe a bit of Hawk and Animal in them, and tutors them, mentors them into being the next dominant tag team in WWE. They get brought up to the main roster. No, we're not going to do any of that.
Yeah,
we're not going to even explore this story, which has a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
We're not going to keep around Paul Ellering, who is one of the best promos in the business.
Who seems to want to travel, who wants to keep that schedule. Nah, he just looks too old. Or whatever it was.
I don't know, but it's perfect.
It's perfect, dude. It's perfect.
Vince doesn't know what he's doing halftime.
Next up, we had is this one Dean? Oh yeah, another Dean promo.
That's one that's real dramatically lit that you used for the thumbnail.
Okay, and then Seth just decided, screw it, I'm gonna leave.
He's like,
I got a red eye flight.
It's like I got my snap back on.
Yeah, he was casual.
Yeah,
like the chilled man.
He had his luggage. And he's like, I got a flight to catch. I'm just gonna go. I'm out of here.
I gotta figure out what magazine I'm gonna read.
Yeah, I gotta go peruse.
Gotta go to the duty free shop.
The periodicals at LAX.
I think there's a new Newsweek out.
Oh, you think Seth reads Newsweek?
Fast Business, that's what he reads.
Oh, okay. You think he reads The Atlantic?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Yes. And then, that was it. Next, Natalya versus Ruby Riott. I think they think this feud has a lot of heat because of the sunglass spot.
Yeah, they're really playing up that sunglasses spot.
But I don't really feel like it has any heat.
I don't think it does either. They're putting on decent matches, though.
Oh, yeah, the match was fine.
Good. Yeah, the match was okay. It kind of needs to end or get kicked up a notch. It needs to move beyond sunglasses. Like, look, dude, I wasn't a huge fan when Boss Man showed up at Big Show's dad's funeral and attached the casket to his
car
truck
and then pulled away with it.
I wasn't a big fan of that. Wouldn't mind revisiting it to kick things up a notch. You got to do something.
The image is kind of funny, though.
It's amazing. It's great.
Tacky? Yes.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Image of it, though. Because wasn't Big Show hanging on to the casket?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
What was the story of Big Show's actual dad?
Oh, I don't remember.
Was he alive the whole time, or he had died ages before, I think?
I don't think it was a new thing.
Yeah. That wasn't his actual funeral.
No.
Right. Oh, man. So if they want to do that, that's cool.
All right.
Next up, Braun's update, medical update. He's
Shattered
got a
elbow.
Shattered elbow.
So, yeah. Then Dean Ambrose promo. Again, I don't really feel like he does Diabolical very well. Or I don't believe. I mean, Let me walk that back a little bit. During his promo, I didn't feel like he was being terribly diabolical, but after he laid out Seth and was like making him talk.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
I just don't feel like they know what kind of heel they want Dean to be.
Yeah, I could see that. He has like a pristine white shirt on too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, look, here's the bottom line is this. If they're not going to go all the way and have the dude on bath salts like we do in our show, then what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
Like have him just, he shouldn't have a pristine white shirt. He should have a pristine white shirt, but with some mysterious blood on it.
Yeah.
You know?
He has a new jacket every week.
Yeah.
One jacket gets progressively dirtier as his feud goes on.
Exactly.
Doesn't wash it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I wonder if they're kind of doing this on purpose where they're having Dean be...
His head also looks big.
Yeah, he shouldn't have his hair freshly cut every week. It's weird. As the Shield, remember, he should have had that haircut. And then now he should have the long hair.
Right, because
it makes
Shield,
much more sense.
You got the SWAT gear, precision, strategic.
Yeah. Keep it tight around the sides and back. Yeah, but now that he's all over the place. Anyways, like I wonder if they don't want him to go too overboard with the violence for fear that it'll actually get him over. Because I feel like
that could be. Yeah,
I feel like he needs to really kick it up like several notches.
Yeah,
in terms of the violence aspect of it.
We've seen what happens when people get super violent, though. Fans are blood hungry, man.
But then I guess if he just keeps bringing up Roman, he's going to get the heat. So
he should wear a Roman shirt next week, or that one somebody put on Redbubble that said "F cancer" with the Shield thing going on.
I didn't see that.
Oh man.
So anyways, Dean's out there, he's talking. On the Titantron, they show Seth. He didn't leave the arena, or if he did, he's back.
Psych.
Yep.
Not leaving the arena. Not.
So he's running to the ring. He gets to the ring. They brawl. Seth hits a suicide dive. They fight in the crowd a little bit back in. Seth goes for a stomp. Ambrose evades it. Low blow. Hits two dirty deeds. He says, "You want to talk, Seth? Talk now."
Yeah.
And starts making him talk.
Yeah. They're going heavy on the low blows. I'm actually a fan of that.
Oh, I am too. I don't know why
blows.
more wrestlers don't employ low blows.
It makes you want logic. It makes all the sense.
Yeah, there's two. If you're in a real fight, I feel like it's win at any cost.
Yeah.
You do one of two things. You either go for the low blow or you kick someone right in the front of the knee.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man, that would hurt. Yeah, I agree with that, man.
Is it cheap? Oh, yes. But if you want to win.
Is it effective? Heck yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, we got another patron, too.
Oh, cool.
Edwin Ramos, or Ramos. Thank you, Edwin. Let's answer some questions now.
Yeah. Oh, we got it. No, let's do SmackDown preview.
Oh, we got a SmackDown preview.
Yeah, here, I got to pull it up.
It just it just says SmackDown.
Yeah,
preview.
no, I
Are we
meant to
supposed
write
to
it.
Guess what it is?
Yeah. Daniel Bryan, Charlotte maybe. They're all going to be
AJ Styles
as to why they got swept by Raw.
I'm just going to read off your screen.
All right, fair enough. Daniel Bryan to explain his controversial actions. It's been just 7 days since Daniel Bryan shocked WWE Universe by kicking AJ Styles below the belt in the front area to win the WWE Championship. We still have no answers as to why. The new champion took Brock Lesnar to the limit on Sunday at Survivor Series, but came up short in a brutal battle against the Beast.
Ooh, good alliteration right there.
Tonight, the new WWE champion will explain why he took the actions he did to win the title last Tuesday.
All right, here's how will Team Blue respond to being swept? Embarrassing. After Becky Lynch's invasion last week, SmackDown Live certainly felt like they had the upper hand heading into the battle for brand supremacy at Survivor Series. Team Blue was quickly brought down to earth on Sunday. Why did they not capitalize earth? Isn't that supposed to be a proper thing? As Raw swept them 6-0 in the head-to-head competition.
6-1.
How will Commissioner Shane McMahon, General Manager Paige, and the rest of Team Blue react to their thrashing at the hands of Raw? More importantly, though, will Xavier Woods bring up their victory?
Yeah,
he really should.
I really hope he does. What's gotten into Charlotte Flair? The WWE Universe was expecting a dream match between the Raw Women's Champion and one of SmackDown Live's top female superstars at Survivor Series. What they witnessed was an absolute nightmare for Ronda Rousey as the Queen shattered multiple kendo sticks over her body before wrapping a steel chair around her neck and ruthlessly stomping on it. The brutal attack was certainly beyond what anyone would expect from Flair. Do they know who her dad is? Dirtiest player in the game. Will she give any insight as to what led her to unleash this rage on Rousey? It's your turn.
Oh, sorry. The New Day to clash with Thebar and Big Show in first ever Thanksgiving feast fight. With Thanksgiving just 2 days away, the table has been set for a unique bout on SmackDown Live. The New Day will clash with Thebar and Big Show in the first ever Thanksgiving feast fight. While the specifics of this battle have yet to be revealed, it's sure to put all 6 competitors and the WWE Universe in the mood for Turkey Day like nothing else. Who's bringing the turkey, the stuffing, the green bean casserole, the pancakes? Find out in the first ever Thanksgiving feast fight tonight on SmackDown Live at 8/7 Central on USA Network.
And the final entry, can Shinsuke Nakamura bounce back from his loss to Seth Rollins? Though Shinsuke Nakamura was hurt when Seth Rollins said he wasn't thinking about him in their match at Survivor Series, the United States champion got everything the Kingslayer had to offer in their hard-hitting champion versus champion match on Sunday. Unfortunately, the King of Strong Style came up short against the Intercontinental Champion. Will he bounce back as he looks to strengthen Knock-America?
I like that they have him kind of in the last as the. Well, no, that's not usually where they put the main events. No, it's not.
No. Edward Lopez. Raw should trade Sasha Banks and Finn Balor to SmackDown for Becky and Charlotte. No, Becky needs to stay on SmackDown. Becky needs to stay on SmackDown. Joshua Martinez, he's going to the Defy show this weekend, and they retweeted his tweet. Defy Wrestling. Did you see the card for that? It looked pretty good.
Oh, cool. No, who's on it?
I don't remember.
Cool.
It looked good, though. Fiend Kicks. Why in the shit is Lars going to Raw? Vince and his monster infatuation. He's got to be the bottom guy between him, Braun, Lashley, Brock, and Drew, right? Oh, yeah. He's bottom of the totem pole, the pecking order there.
Yeah, probably. Cerberus here in Discord says, will you make a new ad that includes both versions of the Slow Wolfpack shirt, like the Taker shirt? Will I make a new ad?
Like a graphic?
Like a graphic? I don't know. We're going to have to shoot a commercial for the sales that we have going on.
Yeah, today, this afternoon, yeah.
There's the ProWrestlingTees.com/Going In Raw has a 20% off sale right now.
Oh, starting right now?
It's already started. It started 2 hours ago, I think.
Cool. Grim Gore, want to make my girlfriend smile since she is now sick. Can all the friendos give her a get well soon?
Get well soon.
Get well soon.
Grim Gore girlfriend.
Yeah.
Jimmy Thomas, I hate how they said Raw had to sweep for Baron to be full-time general manager and then say if he wins a TL. He swept! Like, what more do you want?
And that was what Stephanie said. So the whole storyline for Survivor Series didn't matter.
I know.
So SmackDown got swept, lost 6-1 for absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
I know.
Absolute garbage. What are they thinking?
Garbage.
So I mean, now if she had said, you have a match against Braun at TLC,
and if
you lose, then you lose your job.
No, it should be this.
What?
Baron, you came out. Baron, number one, congratulations, you're permanent GM. That's it.
For life.
And then Braun wants you at TLC. If he wins, he gets Brock. But guess what? If you win, because you swept and did such a good job, and I know I saw you carry that Universal title after Roman vacated it, and you look so great.
You get Brock instead.
You get Brock instead.
That would make more sense.
Man, could you imagine that being a job where you overperform, you overachieve?
I know.
Your boss is like, well, it's not good enough. I mean, probably everybody has a job like that because bosses are usually crap and corporations suck.
Yeah.
But man, oh man.
Yeah. Jack Daddy Ref, Rich Hardesty. I don't mind Lars being on Raw if their heavyweight division is all monsters and makes the division competitive. But Finn needs to go to SmackDown.
That's actually a good point.
Yes.
What if Raw for the Universal Championship had to be a super heavyweight division?
Yeah,
that'd be fine with that.
Fine. Separate it from the WWE title.
Yeah, be cool with that.
We read Robbie 1896's question already. Josh Little, how should Lars Sullivan debut on the main roster, and who should his first feud be with?
Is it going to be local enhancement?
It's going to be Dolph Ziggler.
Oh no.
Josh Little again. Does Ronda versus Becky make Becky less of a heel? I don't necessarily think Becky's a heel right now. She's a tweener.
Yeah, man. That's one thing I think. I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but holy crap. Ronda was getting a ton of Becky chants.
Yeah, I know.
There was just
Aaron, the other day when I mentioned Charlotte Ronda, I meant SmackDown when I said SM. Should have said SM. Apologies. I think the crowd reaction to the Charlotte turn was cathartic for us SmackDown fans.
I thought it was a sexual thing he was talking about.
Yeah, I kind of did too. Married Marks, really strong chance that Mania 36 will be announced for our hometown of Minneapolis next week when SmackDown Live is here. Are you coming? I would like to go. I've been to Minneapolis a few times. I enjoyed my time in the city.
We'll see. That might be our one time during the year when we travel.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
You've never been to Minneapolis?
No, I have not. Is it lovely? It is lovely. Confirmed lovely. Cool. I like cold weather.
Yeah. Well, you might get that.
Yeah.
Early
is
April.
It more of a 4 seasonal type thing? So I like Sacramento. We generally get 4 seasons.
Kind of, but I think the winter is relatively long. Because Minnesota Twins, they have an outdoor baseball stadium, and they've had games early in the season snowed out.
Oh, nice.
It's happened before.
Yeah, I'm down with cold weather.
But I think that's happened in Cleveland too.
Yeah, I'm over having to travel and get humidity. I don't like humidity.
Humidity's the worst.
It really
I
is.
can't handle humidity at all.
Let's see here on the Patreon. Alex Foster, if you guys were wrestlers and got to pick stipulations to win a match, what would you want? Oh, wait, and got stipulations if you won a match, what would you want?
Does it mean if you got to pick your stipulation like Braun?
I guess, but he says if and got stipulations if you won a match. If I won a match,
Let's assume he meant if you
the Braun situation.
Yeah.
What stipulation would you want?
A rest hold match.
Congratulations, you won Survivor Series. What stipulation do you want at TLC?
Submission match.
I like what you said before, rest hold match.
Well, that's kind of what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest hold match.
Easy day at the office.
Working
right
body
there.
parts.
I would want a something on a pole.
All right.
Like a good juicy cheeseburger on a pole match.
Cheeseburger on a pole match.
Yeah. I'd climb that pole. So you see this fat ass climb that pole so quick.
A cheeseburger from where, though?
Huh?
A cheeseburger from where?
Jasper's, man.
Oh, that's a good choice.
That's some good stuff right there.
What if it were a Five Guys cheeseburger?
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much, man. I can't deal with that. I let the other guy go up there and get it. Take a bite of it and throw it at him.
Oh, okay.
Because one bite's good. It's just too much. This burger's
now, anytime you hear about throwing something in a wrestling ring, you think of that guy throwing that cinder block. What the heck?
It's not funny.
It's not.
It's
not. That guy got. Oof.
Although Pro Wrestling Sheet oversold the crap out of it.
Yeah.
They were like NSFW NSFW.
Warning.
This guy should be electrocuted or something. This guy should be put away forever.
Well, here's. I mean, it's weird and surreal to see a wrestler chuck a full-size cinder block at another wrestler. His aim was perfect. Hit him right in the back of the head. Broke the cinder block in half. But what I thought was really weird beforehand was that he completely no-sold the chair shots leading up to it.
Oh, I didn't watch the video. I just saw a GIF of it.
Oh, no. It's like the guy that takes the cinder block does a couple chair shots to the guy who threw cinder block.
Yeah.
And the guy more or less no-sells chair shots, grabs the cinder block, chucks it to the guy, and knocks him out.
Yeah.
Busts him open.
Ooh. That's a shoot. They worked themselves into a shoot.
Yeah, man.
There.
I don't know if the dude who threw cinder block thought the guy who took cinder block was taking some liberties with that chair or what.
I think that's what he said. I think he said that in the press conference afterwards. He said, no bueno. I don't know how you say chair in Spanish, but Steve Klain, AOPP. Are the authors of pain done at this point? I can't take them seriously.
So long as Drake Maverick is by their side, they are done.
Albatross, man. No
done.
Good. Yeah. Get rid of that guy. Biff Tanner. Kayfabe reason why AJ Styles nor Dean Ambrose weren't on Survivor Series. Well, they weren't picked for their respective teams.
Dean was getting a haircut.
Dean was getting a haircut.
And shopping for a new shirt and jacket.
Getting a new shirt and jacket.
Whereas AJ, I mean, he's just nursing his bruised front area from getting kicked there by Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, it had swollen.
Yeah.
His bollocks had swollen.
Yeah, bruised front area.
He had swollen bollocks. Let's see here. Oh, this is a good point. Maurice Cooper here with some advice. On the community polls, I think you should have an option of will watch or plan to watch.
Yeah.
I am sure many people DVR Hulu weekly content. It'll give more accurate numbers and possible show how your show may influence people to watch. That
Great
is a
idea.
good idea.
Fantastic idea.
Good idea.
Fantastic idea. Thank you for that.
Let's see here. Winemaker. With the increasing violence, blood, and controversial promos. So we should point this out too.
Oh, yeah.
Stephanie did make reference to dismemberment.
Is not, what did she say exactly?
It's not good for corporate something?
Something, yeah. WrestleZone had a thing about that. Here we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
She said,
Wade Keller tweeted out.
She said dismemberment being a corporate liability.
Yeah.
Probably not the best idea to
his
work
question
that
is,
into the script.
Is WWE
terrible idea to work that to the script?
Is WWE okay, let me ask you something. Was that it's entirely possible that there was
unintentional?
Yeah. They can be that oblivious.
I understand that, but considering the storm that was.
What was the context again? Because I actually missed
it. It was. She was talking to Braun because Braun would have picked the stipulation for his match against Baron, and just the week prior or whatever, Braun says, I want to essentially I don't want to be liable for whatever I do to him, and she said, okay, we'll have to run that by the attorneys to make sure the liability issue's cleared up.
Yeah,
and then she brought that up this week that she talked to the attorneys and however dismemberment is a corporate liability.
That really does sound like a Vince line that he demanded be in there. It really does. Vince has such a long history. That's like this. I'm not saying anything that nobody knows. Of taking criticism and blunt force addressing it on the program.
Yeah.
It's just surprising that he would do that today.
Was he trying to make some sort of joke about how what happened to Jamal Khashoggi was like an inconvenience for him?
That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me at all. He's hard-headed these days, man. Like I think he's got a bunch of people back there, like giving him good advice, saying, "No, don't do this, don't do that."
Probably.
And then he will run with it until he can't run with it because he's Vince and he's like 70 whatever years old.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to tell him no.
And I guess he can always say to himself, "Well, look at this massive industry that I have forged.
Yeah.
Who's going to tell me no?
Yeah.
Obviously, I know what I'm doing. That's probably what he's thinking. But regardless of the motivation, if it was intentional, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
And if it's not intentional, it's horribly oblivious.
Yes.
It's like, Waymaker's general question
Anyways,
is, though, is WWE slowly creeping back to PG-14 or Attitude Era-esque booking? I do think that there's an element.
Until someone gets a cinder block thrown at him, no.
That tickles you, doesn't it? It's
so
shocking.
It's so shocking, and it's
so
you don't
shocking.
expect that to happen. And then there's video evidence of it.
Yeah, I'll have to watch the actual video.
Yeah, watch the actual video.
I was scared off by Ryan Satin.
Oh,
This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my
That's not
life.
the
He
worst
didn't say that, but it was NSFW. Do not watch this. Yeah. And then I saw the GIF of it, and I was like, well, I didn't look that bad.
I know.
I mean, I know it was bad.
It was bad. I mean, he got knocked out. His head got busted open.
But it's not like, I was more shocked by the gash on the back of Jordan Devlin's head. That legitimately freaked me out.
Yeah.
Because it looked like, I know you couldn't, but it
watch
looked like
the whole
you see
video
skull.
and the guy completely no-selling those chair shots.
Okay, all right. Okay. It does kind of feel that the WWE are flirting with ruthless aggression.
Yeah.
Fenris said that on Twitter. He says, it looks like they're getting back to ruthless aggression. I was like, yeah, that's a bit more like it when you get those Eddie Guerrero or John's JBL matches where just people bleed by the gallons.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to get to that point where he's going to be cool with bleeding. But yeah, I mean, in the promos a little bit, it looks like they're trying to get a little away from the cartoony stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you want to do for pay-per-view?
Oh, we haven't done that in a while. Do some TLC.
Guillaume Hilili says, so watching Ronda's promo, I started thinking to myself, she's trying too hard in her promo. I think she's weakest when she does try too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I caught a whiff of that. And I think that's why I thought it went too long, because I was like, oh man, she's really laying it on thick. Because Shayna, I noticed, I mean, just to draw a parallel between the two of them, Shayna kind of does the same thing. When she tries too hard, it's weakest. When she's being natural, she's terrifying.
Yeah, when she's casual about it,
she's
really
terrifying.
Good,
yeah, she's really good.
Chris Roode says, happy Tuesday, guys. Happy Tuesday to you, Chris. Well, I got TLC 2010 up. The first one was 2009.
Okay. We'll do TLC. What do you have, 2010?
Yeah. And I have 8 matches.
I'll look at 2012. We'll do 2012.
All right, fair enough. How many matches do you have?
I have... God, we never match. I have 10. I'll get rid of the first
8.
2. They're dark matches anyways.
All right.
All right, match number 1.
1.
A tables match to determine number 1 contender to the WWE Tag Team Championship. Let's see here who we have. Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara versus Team Rhodes Scholars. Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow.
Say Rhodes Scholars.
Very good.
This is actually a dark match. Ted DiBiase challenging Daniel Bryan for the United States Championship.
Who is... well, Daniel Bryan kept it.
Yeah.
Singles match for the WWE United States Championship. Cesaro, the champion, was challenged by R-Truth.
Cesaro.
Correct.
A triple threat ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. The challengers, Jack Swagger and Kofi Kingston, against the champion, Dolph Ziggler.
I'll say Dolph.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Singles match also for Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, wow.
The champion, Kofi Kingston, versus the challenger, Wade Barrett.
This 2012?
Yeah.
Barrett.
No. Kofi Kingston kept it.
Tables match, Lay Cool versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya.
Lay Cool.
No.
6-man tag team tables, ladders, and chairs match. Ryback and Team Hell No versus the Shield.
Oh, that was a really good match.
Yeah.
I remember watching that one. Shield went over.
Yes.
Tag team match for the tag team championships. The champion, Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov versus the Nexus, Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel.
I'll say Santino and Kozlov.
Yeah.
Okay.
By DQ.
Oh, okay. I don't recall Nexus ever having those. Singles match for the WWE Divas Championship. The champion, Eve Torres versus Naomi.
Eve Torres.
Yes.
Ladder match to run new number 1 contender WWE Championship. King Sheamus versus John Morrison.
What year is this?
2010.
Sheamus.
No.
No? All right. Chairs match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Well, the champion Big Show versus Sheamus.
2012? Mm-hmm. Big Show.
Yes.
Tables match for WWE Championship. The challenger, Randall Orton. Champion, The Miz.
What kind of match was this?
Tables match.
And Miz was the champion?
Yeah, in 2010.
The Miz.
Mm-hmm.
6-man tag team match. Alberto Del Rio, the Brooklyn Brawler, and The Miz versus 3MB.
Well, the Brooklyn Brawler's there, so that team should have lost. I remember I'll say 3MB one.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always a good bet to make there.
A fatal 4-way TLC match for the World Heavyweight Championship. You had the champion, Kane, defending against Edge, Alberto Del Rio, and Rey Mysterio.
I'll say Kane.
No.
No?
Edge.
Who won? Edge? On this day.
One of the neat things he did.
Ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank contract. Wait, this is TLC, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Dolph Ziggler was the Money in the Bank guy, and then he took on John Cena in a ladder match. I guess.
Dolph won that.
Yes, he did win that. Very good.
That was a good match. Main event here, chairs match. John Cena versus Wade Barrett.
John Cena.
Yeah, this one where he literally buried
him. Yeah, okay. I was like, wait, who
under
got buried?
chairs.
Did Nexus bury him? No.
Stevie Holland, I'm about to spend 20 hours traveling home from Jacksonville to Orlando to Dublin to Cork. Wish me luck, friendos. Good luck.
Good luck with
That's
that.
a long travel day.
Oh, my goodness. Patrons at $5 and up, stay tuned for the bonus episode.
Yes.
We're going to go live with that in about 10 minutes. And the rest of you, thanks for tuning in. Till next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.